hello. Sorry, just big storm outside, possible death. Not possible death, whatever. I'm in the Midwest. So possible thunderstorm, no, possible tornado. I don't know, I'm having time of my life, technically. Started writing my own fic. I did also forget to put the thing, so I'll do that today after stream to see whether or not you would want me to do so. So let me just... Okay, we're continuing this. I don't know why, but I really like these bows. Okay, so I talked to my main person, and they said for me to add more. The only thing is, I feel like if I add more, I add too much, you know? Should I just add like a little character up here to do my facial expressions for me? You know what? I kind of want to do that. Ooh, wait, hold on, I have an idea. Excuse me. Oh, that's why. Why is it like that? No, you gotta go to the brush settings again. Okay, there we go. I was gonna use that, but I feel like that's not a good color. Actually, no, I'm gonna do symmetry, then I'm just gonna redo these ones. Oh wait, what I would have to do is just recolor them. Actually, hold on, I'm just gonna erase and start over. It's my problem with drawing with the mouse. The mouse gets caught and starts doing that. Does this stupid thing where it just divots. Like betrayal. Yeah, okay, you know what? No, we'll do that later when we don't have to deal with the symmetry. I think the little extra dots are too much. Yeah. I think the one in the center is fine. I know why, but I have this now. No, that's just brown. I don't know why we have these. They're just here now. I do kind of want to have like a little character to do facial expressions for me, because I don't want to keep redrawing the eyes. So, okay. Let's put it to a vote. I could put up the poll when I do the thing. I don't know. I see they'll just work on making these bubbles look good for now. You know what I should do? I should probably go put my sign up, because I forgot to do that. When a limb falls asleep, but you don't know that it's asleep, so then the moment you step on it, like, you immediately feel like a deer learning to walk. That's what just happened to me. Because my knee fell asleep. I feel like it's not even a limb, it's more of like a joint. My joint fell asleep, and then I used pressure on that one leg, and then my joint was like, how dare you put pressure on me? Long story short, I almost fell because my joint decided to fall asleep. Or is it simply just not working? It's a very, very hard to do circle. Hold on. What am I doing with myself when I can just... I forgot. Haha. Line art. It worked. It's not even, but it worked. Enough. Not 72. Just 70, sir. Also, I was just watching anime not too long ago. What's the point of putting so much floof only to give us then just inks galore? Like, how dare you? They were happy with each other. They started to be like, oh my gosh, wait, we can be friends. And then Wolfger was just like, nah, let's just kill someone. And then someone else, and then the other person killed him. But then he got punished for killing him. Like, okay, sorry, I'll just let your fucking queen die. But then you'd probably get punished for that too anyways. Because guess what? The human race is a slight mistake. I've said it once and I'll say it again. I don't think the Earth needs humanity. Because, I mean, think about it. The amount of double standards that humanity has. Like, just think about it. Like, think about it. It's pretty fucked up. Because, I mean, what? One moment you can just be enjoying yourself, and then the next moment, you're dead. You're just gone. Evaporated from our world because, what? Someone had a bad day? Or because someone just didn't like who you were, someone didn't like your job. I mean, also, like, what's our prejudice? Why do people hate specific jobs, too? Like, nobody ever questioned that either? Like, where did these lies start? Why won't they end? Wow, you work from home? I guess it must be nice to always be around your children. Like, no. My mom works from home and we barely see her. She still has a life. Also, like, if you just see someone being good for 5 minutes, that don't mean that they deserve the redemption arc. I'm just saying. Endeavor. Also, like, what's with the common misconception that people on IT don't have lives? Whoever started that, I just want to fight you. Don't worry. I know you're probably just like, why are you bringing anime into this? And I'm like, because it's the easier way to remember. I know a lot of people don't like it how I explain things because I tend to be very vocal. I tend to be very vocal about explaining things, not because I think people are stupid, like what some people in my life think. It's simply just because if I don't understand what I'm explaining, how am I meant to explain it to you? You know? Because, like, a person with... I don't know how to say it. But, like, a person who's, like, dealt with something, and then you try to explain it to someone who doesn't know it, if you explain it in the way that you understood it, it's most likely not going to work unless that person has the exact same thought process as you do. Which is very rare. Like a quote from this one fanfic, like, it's very rare when it happens, but villains can have the same thought process as some heroes. So you might want to change how you think in order for it to be less, in order for you to become less predictable. Because, yeah, I full on agree with that. If you become a predictable person, then people can understand what you plan on doing, like, I don't know, going out to lunch every Friday or something. But they're not going to know, like, why you go out every Friday. Because just because you understand that someone's doing something for a reason doesn't make you really understand why they do the thing. So for example, take the lunch thing idea. Like, oh, they go out to lunch every Friday. Cool. Why do they do that though? But they're not gonna understand that someone might do that because it's like in memory of their dead father or like a friend. Or either that they could be going out to visit it so that way they can find men. You know, like there's thousands of different reasons for why someone would want to do that. And as you could hear, like that isn't, not all of those ideas are, none of those, some of them are like, oh yeah, that's a good thing to do, but others are like, ugh, why would you only do that for that? But if you don't know, you don't know. And you can't just force someone to tell you either. I know, that's my thought process on these kind of things, but I could be very wrong. I just think that people shouldn't try to be so... I just don't think you should be able to force people to do things that they don't feel comfortable with. I guess that's just my thing. Could be wrong, could be right, but I don't think anyone's truly on a correct side of a coin. Because until you say what side of the coin is meant to be right, no one's really gonna know. A coin has no value unless someone gives it. Because, I mean, let's be honest here. Back then, coins used to be divided via the purity of... Well, not the purity. They used to just be divided via what metal it was made of. Gold coins, silver coins, copper coins. Nowadays, it's, oh, a penny's worth a cent. But a penny also could have just as equally could have equaled $1 as well. Worth it shouldn't be determined via just how you're perceived. It should just mostly be like, what can you bring to us? Because right now, coins are being more and more kind of almost outstyled, simply due to the fact that they're just not convenient anymore. Especially with inflation and such. I know. I think that's just me being hopeful. But I wish that one day could be... people wouldn't have to essentially being almost like judged on their worth before they can even show what that worth is. Because just as easily as worth can be given, it can be revoked. So I don't really like using the word worth. Experiences should be judged via worth, because they're not a thing. They're not... like, I woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning to hang out with my friends, and we managed to catch, I don't know, like a double rainbow. Worth it, you know? But... like, oh, this person I met on the street, I don't think they're worth anything. They're not worth my time. I don't like that saying. Because that then just means that, like, oh, the stranger I don't even know, I don't think deserves to get to know me. And honestly, if you think like that, I'd be surprised if you have friends. Because... in order for you to have friends, you need to determine that someone is worth hanging out with. If you're to be believed with your ideals. So, how do you have friends if you don't give a stranger a chance? Like businesses, they determine your worth via how long you can sit inside of a fucking room and listen. But that shouldn't be all you're defined with. Are like, before someone's mom says, don't crack your knuckles, that causes arthritis. No, it doesn't. There's this dude who cracked one hand for 60 years, took an x-ray with an uncracked hand, and there was no difference at all. Do your research. There's literally, like, basically nothing saying it. I bet, okay, no, if someone does hear this, and they're like, "Ah, well, it's true," then I bet you believe that you shouldn't vaccinate children because that gives them autism. Guess what? I was barely vaccinated. I was the bare minimum. That's right. I am vaccinated now, currently. Like, I do get vaccinated. But beforehand, my mother had been somewhat reluctant to give me vaccines because my sister had gotten really sick from them, so she got scared. So I didn't get vaccinated for a bit. Guess what? I'm fucking autistic. And that was before the vaccines. You know what brings in autism? Your genes. So if you really want to get rid of autism, don't breed. Also, if your kid's autistic, you should probably get checked out too, both you and your partner, if neither of you are diagnosed, as it's definitely coming from one of y'all's families. My mom didn't believe that I was autistic for a while until we finally got me, like, checked out, because the school was like, hey, your child is... Your child has something. So she was like, huh? And they were like, yep, your child has something. So then I got diagnosed with ADHD and autism. Then my mom was like, huh? Who would have guessed? And I'm like, me, mother, me. I would have guessed. Because guess what? I did guess. I guessed hard. And guess what? I was right, mother. I have both ADHD and autism. Sure, I was wrong about the dyslexia. But who wouldn't be? I don't know, but I think I have a good time with knowing at least. It makes me just feel better about the fact that, yeah, okay, I'm weird, but at least I have other people who can match my weird. Even if we never get to know each other, I at least know that they're out there, you know? I mean, I already found 20 whole subscribers who are willing to give me a shot. So I don't need approval from other people in this category. As long as I at least have some people by my side, I don't think it'll matter much. And it won't matter much because, well, you're on the other side of the screen. So the only way you can really hurt me is your words. But once you get kicked down enough, words don't exactly mean much. Even words of comfort seem like they can be part of a scheme. Also, can we just... I understand that there's controversy with the love languages, or at least some of them, if I remember correctly. Because, like, I'm pretty sure the one that has one of the most controversies is the love language of doing something for other people. So, like, the acts of service, I believe it's called. But whole reason why I kind of agree with that statement is because I feel like when people take it too far. When you take it too far, that's when I get like, yeah, okay, this isn't okay. But I think in moderation it would work. Like, occasionally... occasionally going somewhere, or like occasionally bringing their bags. But if it's like constantly daily that they're demanding you to do something for them because, oh well, I don't feel loved unless you do something for me, that's when I push it. Can we just agree on that front, that like as long as it doesn't get too far of like you quite literally being almost like a maid or a waiter, no, a maid or a butler, then it should be okay. Same thing with the gift giving. Like if they're constantly demanding gifts because they don't feel loved without them, then that's when I start getting a bit concerned. Because, I don't know if you know this, but the 5 languages, you can have multiple of them. For example, I have quality time and words of affirmation, as I don't really like physical touch and stuff. I have too. Even if you're just spending time with me and not talking, I'll still understand that you respect me enough to... As long as you respect me, I'll respect you. That's my thought, I suppose. Okay, that tail is as floofed as I can make it. Let's floof up this bit of... I don't know. I think that probably could just be my thought process, though. I understand a lot of people don't like thinking like that. Because, again, in my opinion, there's a difference between being... like, feeling appreciated when that happens. Because, again, love languages don't have to be with romantical partners. they're meant for all kinds of relationships, like friendships, lovers, acquaintances, work environments, co-workership. It's basically whenever you have a relationship with someone in general, or familial as well. You know, like, as long as they're respecting you in a way that you can feel some sort of love, whether it be platonic or not. Then I think it should be fine. I've had people who simply just kind of do their own way of showing love. Like, for example, I'll have someone randomly come up to hug me because their love language is physical touch, but I don't. I don't like those people. Because I've made it clear when I meet people, I don't like being touched. I believe it's mostly an autistic thing, but I don't like being touched. Do not touch me. I have this acquaintance that no matter how many times I tell her that, she just doesn't respect it. So she'll just come up to me and give me like a big old bear hug and be like, OMG Hachi! And I'll have to like basically tell her like, get the hell off me before I punt you. A lot of people are probably gonna be, once they do something, you know, or like once they watch this, they're gonna probably be like, oh, you're a horrible person then. I'm not a horrible person, I'm just showing that I respect my boundary and she isn't. Because, like, okay, so I guess the best way for me to explain how touch is to me is like having something slimy randomly touch you when you're expecting something hard to touch you. You know that, like, that immediate recoil where you're like, ugh, get away from me? For me, it's that, but also add like a fight or flight response. Like, I guess also add like a knife or something. Like something pokey but slimy. And then it just randomly touches me and I gotta be like, ugh, get away. Vanish, you evil being. Maybe I could add like other, like, kind of like outside hairs, if that makes sense. You ever try to kill a fruit fly? I got the fluff. Let's go. I don't know why, but I'm happy. Wait, no, now I'm mad again because I just fucking remembered the anime I was watching. Dude, okay, no, so let me explain. Basically, it's an anime, and we're both yin and yang. They're separate, so good and evil. So light and dark are both into separate countries. So, but they're at war because the current king is a dick, right? And then, but then my question is, why? So okay, so and then one of the characters attempts to kill the queen after basically leaving, which I'm like, first of all, dude, you were almost in the clear. Why? Then one of the main character, right, kills him before he could kill the queen. Then he's arrested. Then one of the light people's, like the main guy, like the what's his name? The frickin' main army commander. Then like starts holding his head in shame. It's like, ugh, how could I be so fooled into thinking that could happen? Like, dude, you weren't fooled. It's just one dumbass decided to try to kill someone. That shouldn't be something that you put onto yourself. I feel like the time you spent with the other people, that should at least tell you, like, hey, not everybody from the frickin' Dark Kingdom are, you know, demons. Which apparently all of your frickin' subjects are racist with. Because, we cut to, because near the beginning when our, you know, main character and company get to the Light Kingdom, a freaking kid just randomly goes up and says, oh, they're demons! And then the mom, instead of just saying, no honey, they're humans, you shouldn't be calling everybody from the Dark Kingdom that, only the monsters. Girl just goes, shh, you don't say that out loud. That mother is also a horrible mother because she's clearly teaching them inequality is fine. Because, I mean, like, no, it's not. Because, again, I don't think a human... Because I don't think, for me personally, I don't think that humanity benefits from... Like, I don't think that you're born with a hatred towards race. I think that has to be a learned behavior. Because, you know, when you're young, you're curious, so you'd go, hey, why does he look like that? And then it is the person who raises you's job to be like, that is a person of whatever race, and you don't say that. 'Cause it's rude. Or, you know, like, it's not morally okay to say that. Then it's the kid's job to understand that information, process it, and be like, oh, okay. Because they're not going to remember where they learned the lesson from, but they're going to know later on in the future, like, hey, humanity's humanity, and we have to just respect how humanity is going. They don't have to respect the actions of a country, but they at least have to respect but I don't feel like you should be judged on a country. You should be judged on who you are as an individual, because if we just do that, then we're so fucked as a species. Because then we're just gonna end up like cheetahs or inbreds. In where it is nearly impossible for us to regain. There's another one in here? Jesus. I don't know, personal opinion, but I don't see why we can't just... I don't understand why people like to live in anger. I can understand revenge, don't get me wrong. I can understand living just for the whole reason of spite against somebody. But me in good conscience, I can't just look at... I can't hold on to that anger for a lifetime. But then, like, what happens when you get spite against that person? You know? No one can hold on to anger for longer than the anger will be fueled for. So after, you know, you get your little revenge or whatever. Like, let's say your revenge is like a life goal. Like in most animes, you know, oh, I'll be sure to avenge a friend, or I'll get revenge for myself for how I was treated back then. Okay, cool. Now the person's gone, or that you've fulfilled your revenge in a non-deadly way. Hopefully. Now what? Now you no longer have the anger that fueled your revenge, so now what are you gonna do? Because now you have nothing else to go for. That's why I say, if you're gonna have vengeance against someone, have plans for afterwards. Cause, similar to like Shigaraki, like, it wasn't his revenge to get, but he wanted revenge against All Might because, you know, he basically blamed him for all of his problems in his past, which you should never just blame one central figure for that. Anyways. But he had no plans afterwards, like, or at least we never heard of an idea for, like, after All Might was defeated. You know, like, oh, after All Might's defeated, we'll make everyone happy now. Okay, then what? Then after everyone's happy, what happens next? Because you can't honestly just believe that everyone's just gonna be happy with everything, and even if they are, how are you gonna maintain it? Similar to like the revenge thing I got before. Like if you're gonna have revenge over someone because they treat you like shit, you're gonna have to get a revenge for afterwards. Like what, are you going to start like a therapy for people who've gone through something similar? Are you going to live well? Be specific. I guess that's the best way for me to say it. Like, just be specific. You can't just vengeance and think that everyone's just gonna be able to back you up. Which is why I also don't like much vengeance story plot animes, because most of those, they're just like, oh yeah, I'm just getting revenge on this very big central figure. Care to join person I just met? Sure thing, human I just met, but is also incredibly powerful for whatever reason. I shall trust you with sheer honesty. Because that's not how that real life works. I mean, like, even if you're in some sort of weird fantasy world, there's still bound to be people who are, like, loyal supporters. You can't just always expect that people are gonna be able to follow you just because you want that revenge. Which is why I like this one anime that I watched. I can't remember it off the top of my head, and I'm not gonna go find it right now, but like, dude has a genuine reason, because he was basically teleported into this fantasy world, was basically told to die, and then was left by himself. So then now he's like, okay, well now I'm gonna get vengeance on the main queen of this one specific kingdom. And at first people were against it. They were like, oh, how could you? You can't just think that you can just get vengeance on her for no reason. But then he'll like explain, like, no, she was like genuinely shitty to me. She sentenced me to like this one ruin of basic instant death that everyone sent to die for. Said if I survived, I was able to live, and she wouldn't be able to interrupt me no matter what I did. And then people were like, holy shit, yeah, no, that's fair. Go kill her. Go kill her. I'll join you. How about that? I'll join you in killing her. Because again, like, people aren't just gonna blindly follow the first person they see as strong. Gonna send this to my art person, see what I could add or remove. the snow. I don't know, I just feel like I kind of want like a little character, maybe like here-ish. But I don't know if I want to do a fox or if I want to do a bee. Or I can see what a fox bee would actually look like, but then that would actually require me drawing, and I feel like that would look better. Because like I can just do a little... Bam. We got a little drawing thing. I'm gonna ask. Or I can see if they can watch the stream. If only I could spell properly. I know, I kind of like the little character, but I also don't know whether or not I want to commit to it, you know? Because I could. 100% could. Okay, you know what? If we're gonna draw this little character, let's do it in black so I can see it better on the thing over here. You know, let's also do it on a different layer so we don't fuck up this one. Let's draw it on this one where the eyes are. It's a very rough drawing. Be a very rough sketch, but this is what I would... Kinda looks like an alien cat, not gonna lie. I don't like that at all. Now it just looks like a horse. Okay. Clearly, I would need more fox drawing abilities, but... How are fox? I need a fox reference photo, 1 second. Okay. No, I still don't like the... I think it's because the face isn't even. Okay, let's just draw it. You know, let's add another layer and we can just draw it on there. Nah, it's fine. We can just draw here. I'm used to drawing more cat than fox. Damn. Damn fucking fruit fly is still at it. Gotta wait till it comes back. Very chubby fox. Hold on. These ears are also naughty, even. Oh, hold on. I can probably just use this symmetry tool. I think it might help me a bit. What is this head shape? Okay. Damn it, I missed it again. Nope, missed it. I've had so much fucking fruit fly blood on me right now. Well, after killing 2 is not really much. Okay, hold up. So it's like a triangle. Okay. Let's try a triangle first. And then we'll base the head off of it. Damn. Then we'll base the head off this then. It's a very big triangle, but I can just reshape it if need be. Kinda looks like tails, not gonna lie. I feel like that's not right. These ears do not fit the face. I think I made the triangle too big. Nope, still too big. Gotta be a small fox after all. like it looks more like a cat every time I try to do anything with it. It looks like a cat! Yeah, all of these ones have some sort of Dorito looking thing to them. Maybe it's the color scheme that I need to work on first? Maybe? No, but they all have some sort of Dorito like quality to them, because they're all like because like for ones that I'm looking for and where like it kind of wraps around the neck here, it's like circle, like kind of like a teardrop shape almost. But then if I do this, it looks too long. So I need, okay, hold on. Let's make the head. Kind of like this-ish shape. Like this almost, and then the ears would be poking out like here, here. Then this part here would be like white. Then this part would be like an orangey. Okay. Orange. There we go. I suppose let's try to see if we could find any inspiration online, shall we? I forgot about Catbee! Forgot Cappy was a thing almost. I do see this, and I do like this. The only problem is it's outside of my artistic control. Oh, and Beelzebub from Hell of a Boss. Okay. Let's try this again. That's too human. We'll just use this for now. It's too big. What is with me and making things way too big? Okay. Or actually, I can just... Here we go. Damn. I was close on that one, I swear. I'm not very well versed when it comes to animals like this. This is where I would like the tail to be? Maybe? That's the case, that's the rump. That does not look right at all. This looks so bad. I gotta love hate my dog. What if we just tried the little bee approach then? Ooh, wait, hold on. I just had an idea. These little like light balls on this layer. Why don't we just make them shift color and glow? I know that there's some sort of like what's it called? Like neon. Ooh. Actually, I kind of want, maybe I can use that for the hair. One sec. Oh, that looks so pretty. Hold on. Wait, hold on. I could have just used these for the eyes instead. Apparently you can't because you have to use them super big. Oh well. Zipper. Ah, I see. Just gives the oh. Like hyper realistic stuff, huh? That's actually pretty cool. Ooh. So it has like auto symmetry is what it does. I could have used that for the bows. Ooh. Oh, it's like Mangala. At least like brushes that I would typically use for Mangala. That's pretty. It's like a smudging tool. Oh my gosh! It's glittery. Kinda wish there was a rainbow option on this. Oh. Queer. Now I'm just fucking around with this. Damn. Damn. I hate this. This one actually auto blends, which I find is nice because it goes black, then it goes there, then it goes there, then it goes back to black. Oh, that's actually, damn, okay, that blended that real good. Damn. I touched it. I touched it though. I think that neon heart one might work, as it isn't actual hearts. See, because they're just circles. Yes, this might work just fine. Might actually have to erase them and bring them back. Maybe not. No. Maybe I can just make my own? I'm gonna figure out a way to do the other thing. Okay, I can work with that. Okay. I don't know, I think I like it a lot. Alright, I think I'm gonna save my progress here, work on this and tweak the design every so often. But anyways, thank you so much for watching if you did. If you like what I do in general, feel free to subscribe. And I hope you have a beautiful morning, day, or night.